Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Winter Pride 2021. We are going to be playing Spongebob Squarepants Plug and Play with Killing Pepsi. Pepsi, do you want to tell us a little bit about this game before we get started?
Oh yeah. So right now you're probably hearing the wonderful theme song. Get used to it, because it's the only music you'll really hear in the game. This is the first plug and play of I think there's 7 total, or something like that. I've never investigated too hard, but this one is one of 2, I think, that has the Super Chum Bucket, which is what we'll be running. It's like a 40 level Donkey Kong kind of platformer, with some elements that I'll explain throughout later, but yeah, it's the one of 2 games here that are actually interesting in the speedrun. The other 3 are not at all, but yeah, that's about it.
All right. Well, I think everyone is ready for some fun with SpongeBob SquarePants. So let's give you a countdown. So we'll get started in 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh yeah. You heard a little jingle there at the start of the level. That's the only music you'll hear. Place at the start of each level. Other than that, you get this. Oh, we did it. 1 down. So the object of the game is to save Sandy from Plankton. He captured her as a bribe to get the formula, but instead we're just gonna tear through his beautiful aesthetic factory here and take her back by force. And you'll see here already one of the 2 main things you'll see in each level is a plankton cycle. So that one was electricity on and off, and the other one you'll see here in the first level is the life rings. So life rings here are always in a set pattern. They'll never change. So you just gotta memorize and make certain cycles. And likewise, the lightning turns on and off, and usually it just means you have to wait a long time. Am I gonna make this cycle? Yes. Perfect. I've had faith the whole time. So you might question how legit of a speedrun this is. So there's a lot of skips of varying difficulty throughout the run. There's one on this level that I don't go for because I still play on an LCD, and it's just really hard. You have a couple pixels to work with, but that's a fun thing to do. And also, you'll see at the top of every ladder, I jump out of it. That's a somewhat new... No, it's like 3 years old. I take it back. A technique. It was new last time I ran this at Power Up with Pride 3 years ago, but now it's kind of old hat. You save about 5/10-ish each ladder jump. Okay. Actual hard skip here. But yeah, so in saving that time on each ladder, you can also make certain cycles that you wouldn't be able to make otherwise. And I see in chat talking about the visual integrity of this game. It's good.
It's fine. It's totally fine.
Every person who runs this has a console that's a different level of jank. Okay, I will get the skip, even if it takes me out. Okay. That one is worth it to go for because it saves legit 15 seconds. A lot of levels, starting pattern of these moving platforms is very geared towards making you wait a long time. So like a long single line will start in the middle and then start moving away from you at the start. And then it'll take 10 seconds to get back to where you can actually jump onto it from. Stuff like that. So anytime we can skip a lot of those moving platforms, that's a huge chunk of time. See a lot more later on, but for now I'm just trying to squeak by if I can. So there are a few strats that I will not be going for, unfortunately. Sorry I couldn't bust out the entire arsenal here, but here's one of them. It's kind of new. Kind of obvious now you think about it. You just skip all that level, and it's just pretty easy. There's a lot of like stuff we found over the past couple years where it's just like, oh, you just gotta jump up the top and you skip the whole level, and it's like, oh, could have seen that sooner, but at least we found it at all. Yes, this is on original hardware. If you could emulate a plug and play, oh, I could test this game. That'd be amazing. Because there's certain things that I would like to try. So, you know, for context, this is a plug and play console. I'm wiggling Spongebob's nose. He's looking at me wide-eyed with a very happy expression. A little uncomfortable, but you know, he's having a good time, so it's fine. And if you were to, for example, take apart the controller, climb a ladder, and then press like the input pad directly, you could like zip up to the top of the ladder instantly, which is something I've always wanted to try, but I know if I take apart this console in any way, it would just break, because I've had this one since like 2004, and it's just barely working.
See, after you said that, I had to go and actually look at the console.
Yeah.
And you know what? You are a braver runner than I am, because I could not play on a controller that was constantly staring at me.
I don't think about it too much anymore because I've played it for so long.
That's fair.
But like, it's when you think about it, it's like it's a very intimate running experience.
That's one way to put it.
Try to not mess up this strat here. It's a little tough. Oh yeah, also those are Krabby Patties. They look like just two low poly buns with nothing in between them, but trust me, they are Krabby Patties.
I mean, that sounds like a Mr. Krabs thing to put like all the money in like two giant buns, so you would have to then have less patty. It's like a cost saving measure.
Rue. It's very on brand, but yeah, if you run out of Krabby Patties and lives, it's not really a problem. You have infinite continues. But it could be a problem if, for example, you're in a panic or a rush and you accidentally hit no to continue, because then you'd have to start the run all over again.
Oh no.
Because there's no... You think there's like saving in this game, or like... Oh! Missed that cycle, that's cool. Level select? Nah, not here.
Those are luxuries far beyond our comprehension.
Yeah. That's why learning new strats is like fun, because you just have to play through the game until you get there and just go at it for a while, and it's sometimes fun, but for example, like recently someone got a new world record, Assange. Great runner, but they also implemented a new skip on level 39, and I don't want to practice that. Play through like 38 levels just to practice one level for a run. I mean, I eventually will, but like, I don't know. Not today. Just things you gotta deal with, but it's still a fun running experience. There's a lot of like really interesting strats. So this one was a fun strat to find, because you might be thinking, wow, the arc of this moving platform comes very close to the end level area. And you'd be right. If you just skip it. That took years to find. And it's just free. Okay, I'm gonna make the cycle. I'm gonna try the really hard cycle. I'm not gonna try the really hard cycle. I take it back. I lied. So sorry for my dishonesty. Could have saved 4 seconds by getting ahead of that chomp bucket.
Oh. Also,
I mentioned that, yeah.
First of all, welcome to Nikki and Raiders. Hello, friends. Welcome to Power Up with Pride 2021. We are currently enjoying Spongebob Squarepants Plug and Play, though Chad has been coming up with alternate pronunciations of sponge and going sponge, spring. Sponge. And I'm appreciating that.
Big fan. Yeah, I wish there was like official names for all the stuff in this game. I think Nickelodeon would never do that. Acknowledge this game's existence. They're cowards. Okay, let's try to make this cycle.
I like the name Chomp Bucket. I think I accept it. I accept it as part of my SpongeBob headcanon, which is vast and manifold.
Yes. I guess I should mention, they move very slowly, but fast enough to where you can't. With your jump arc, you cannot, like, overtake them. I can't jump over them from behind. So, yeah, there's a lot of times where you just have to wait. But thanks to the new ladder, not new, it's not new, the somewhat recent, kind of old ladder jumps, right? Nice, I missed the cycle. You can skip a lot of them, but not all of them. Don't worry, SpongeBob's fine. Missed the cycle again. Washed up speedrunner.
Oh, you got this. You got this.
Just gonna wait and advance 1 frame at a time. Speaking of ladders and animations, not a good example level, but if you're at the top of the ladder on a platform and you want to go down, which you have to do a few times, you have to wait about 4 frames of animation before you can like hit right and left and you won't pop back up onto the top of the platform. So just one of the things to keep in mind. Let me check, like, yeah. It's about 4. This is a pretty epic level where you just have to wait a lot. They do that a lot. They, it's not padding the runtime of the game. It's, more content time for you.
Content time.
Usually to think about the purchase your parents made for you.
I mean, I got content. I have a donation I could read.
Ooh, excellent.
Yes, we have $50 from Zando Toaster, and the comment is simply sponge in like all caps. I imagine, yes, I imagine sort of like just like hitting it like your keyboard, like it's one of those like organ keyboards.
Classic toast comment. All right, gonna try for a harder jump here. One of the first hard skills we had on the run. Got it. The hitboxes of the can I go up? Electric, whatever you want to call them, currents are a little obtuse. Those little the points where they connect, the little like crosses are safe to go through, but where exactly the electricity starts back up, like how wide it goes, you know, is not quite known. But so that makes that skip a little tough, but overall it's not too bad. Okay, another waiting level here. I'm gonna opt, if I jump early enough to when Plankton raises his arms and starts to do the cycle thing, I could make the cycle here and just jump right up. But I also could hit the laser and waste like 15-20 seconds. So I opt out of that one. Not worth. Okay. How many patties do I got? I got 2 patties, I'll go for that one. Just want to minimize the chances that I'll accidentally continue. Never happened yet, but you know.
You need your patty insurance.
Yes, anything can happen with this game. Okay, I'm gonna try this kind of hard cycle. I miss this a lot, but
you can do it.
Okay. Good. Okay, yeah, we got it.
Yay!
I figured out recently that it's not actually that tough, but like whenever I get to the level, I'm just like, how do I do it again? I always forget, and it's a good time. GBA.
GBA? No. This is it's a console that looks like SpongeBob's face that you plug in, and then you play with SpongeBob's nose. as SpongeBob's eyes stare at you.
They still make plug and plays? Like,
Yeah, they still make plug and plays.
okay, cool. I'm like,
I'm pretty sure they do.
is that just like a sign of an age marker now? I hope so. Okay, this is a real fun experience of a level. So if you got like donations or plugs, this is the time.
Well, we haven't had any more donations come in, though I will remind folks about an upcoming incentive. So we are looking to give a bone to Gaspode the Wonder Dog in Discworld, which is coming up later on this afternoon, only after the next run, which is Littlewood. We are at $50 out of $300 for that incentive, and I would love to see that get met so we have more quality Discworld content, which
Yes.
I am all about. And then the next incentive after that is to decide the sounds of Sonic for Sonic 3 Angel Island Revisited. That is a wide open bid war, so if you want to have the Argic Enhancement Pack, Nico Voice, or Original, that is up to you. So if you would like to go ahead, donate, help us meet some of those wonderful incentives, and of course, all of that money goes right to the absolutely amazing Trevor Project, which we are supporting all weekend long. Yeah, those are good ways to go and have a little fun with your wonderful donation. That is very much appreciated.
Okay, really tight skip here. Start. Okay, part 1. Part 2 is actually making this ring jump here. Okay, that one was one of the few strats that I was like, I kind of had to implement to get the record back at one point. It's, you just kind of spam at the start, and then hope that you get like a jump within the first couple frames. Which is not always a given, because this button is like a little chunky. It's a really good feeling button to press, but it's not so good for a lot of quick movements. Alright, this is the penultimate level, which has a skip that I mentioned earlier, where you could get up to that middle cycle already, but oh boy, is that not worth it.
Oh, that looks scary.
It is worth it technically, but for a marathon, I'm good. There's already like a hard strat up here. I still like make a really tight cycle and not throw it. Okay. Cool, didn't waste time. But yeah, this is the last level. And you can see the very she looks more like just slightly annoyed than anything Sandy. Although if you can make out exactly what she's feeling right now.
That is that is a deep and indescribable emotion.
Yeah, alright. Coming up on time, and it's time.
GG!
We did it. We saved Sandy. Well done, SpongeBob.
Spongebob? Yay, we got there! You battled all the way through the super chum bucket, rescued Sandy Cheeks, and managed to keep your recipe secret. Plankton will never get your Krabby Patty recipe now. Well done, SpongeBob.
We did it.
Thank you.
I can barely read that on my end, but yeah.
I managed to get through it. Well, thank you so much, Pepsi. That was a super fun run.
Yeah. Appreciate letting me do it again. It's been a couple years, but always glad to do Sponge, especially for this marathon.
All right. Well, with that, we will be going back to the setup, back to the cool tunes, back to the reminder that you can order yourself a absolutely amazing t-shirt from the Yeti to go along with this weekend's event. And up next, we will be featuring Littlewood by Piper. So I hope you all are excited for that.